This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a Thursday. That's our plan. We'll execute that plan, said plan. I'm Tito, Bobby Carpenter, my left. Right across from me there, producer extraordinaire, Brody Wells. Bobby, how are you this morning, my friend?
I'm doing all right. Better than the Reds, but still okay.
Yeah, Reds lose to the Dodgers last night. Their season's over. Sucks. Guardians beat the Tigers, though, 6-1.
That sixth inning kind of did them in.
It did. But the Guardians over the Tigers.
Well, I went to bed they were winning, so I thought that there's 2-1 in the third. Thought they might have a shot to pull that thing out, and no dice, sir.
A little disappointing, Bob, that you didn't use the Charlie Sheen form of winning when you said winning. The Reds were winning.
I don't need that in my life. I've watched it. I'm good with it. I don't need to oversell it that off.
So the Tigers and Guards play today at 3 o'clock in Cleveland, deciding Game 3. San Diego's at Chicago, Game 3 at 5 o'clock. And then Boston, New York, 8 o'clock tonight. All of those are the Game 3 final ones deciding those series. Out of the 4 teams that lost on Tuesday, 3 of them won on Wednesday. That one of those not being your and my Cincinnati Reds. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin and Event Risk Elite Protection. We got the Rams and 49ers tonight at 8:15. That game, we'll talk more about it in the NFL when we do our NFL picks, but it's looking very bleak for the Rams, or for 49ers, I'm sorry, in that game going against the Rams. I also saw this yesterday, Bob, that the Buckeyes announced their bell ringer, pregame bell ringer for the game against Minnesota, Michael Redd doing that. It's a good choice. I like that. I don't know who, I like to look now and see who I think could be next.
I've got an idea, buddy.
You do?
Yeah. Don't act surprised. I told you that he was going to be one of the bell ringers. I mentioned this.
Who, the Redwood?
Yes.
I know, but do you know who the next one is?
I don't know the order of them, but I have a pretty good idea of the pool that they're pulling from.
There we go, Bodie.
Turn my mic on.
There we go.
I'm a pro.
Yes, you are.
How many home games would we have to get through to where one Jeff Tito Thitoff could?
First of all,
that was a pretty quick shake of the head, Bob.
Here's the problem.
That was very dismissive.
I think it could happen.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll ever live long enough for that.
Okay, here's the thing, Bob.
I don't know if he's got that type of stability in his life.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. I thought we were more worried about maybe the steps up there to where the bell is, but this.
That honestly,
well,
is
there an elevator for that?
I don't know.
Who was one of the first few games? There was somebody who
Cooper did it.
Yeah, yeah, okay. You got
Coop is in much better shape than.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Really?
Okay, wait. He's got better physique than I do. I don't know if he's in better shape than I am.
Well, his shape is better than your shape.
His physical shape is.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, listen, if he and I are in the wild.
The dude got up and golfed every morning.
But he probably took a cart. So I'm just saying, Bob, if he and I are both in the wild, I think I survive longer than Coop.
Coach, Coop's from East Tennessee.
What about just a straight cage match between the both of you?
You're like an urban raccoon. He's the one that lives out in the woods. Okay, you eat out of dumpsters. He goes and actually kills things for his food.
Right. Okay, I'm not going to kill anything. That means
So
he's
that's
got a better
my-
chance of dying.
You'll just starve to death. Now, granted, you have greater energy stores that would
Thank
last you longer.
That's why
but
I've done this.
I'm fairly certain that Coop would even at 88 years old, would outlive you in the
A
wild.
dumpster won't kill me, Bob.
No, but if you're out in the wild, you will starve to death.
I don't know about that.
Coop is from East Tennessee.
I understand that, Bob.
I'm pretty certain that he's
Healthcare in the wild
Okay,
is.
listen.
I broke my leg. Now,
Okay.
Bear's gonna eat me.
This is
Now you're
not.
dead.
This is not besmirching John Cooper. I'm just saying
Right.
I have to believe that I could outlast an 88-year-old.
I'm just telling you, I don't think that's the case.
Anyway, I don't know how we got it. Okay,
Most 88-year-olds, but not that one.
Okay, I will tell you this, Bob. That, oh damn it, I had a really good point there, Bob. Oh, I lost it now because we got sidetracked on that. Michael Redd doing it. I can't remember what I was going to say. Anyway, I know what it was. Here's what would happen. Tress calls up Bjork and says, hey, look, this guy at the station, I like him. He hosts with Carpenter. Ice. Let's get him to ring the bell. And then Matty Ice rings the bell, not me. I think that's what would happen. That's my fear. We got a big show lined up for you today. Albert Breer is going to join us. No, Your Highness. Yeah, no, Your Highness. Your Highness is actually on his way to the Buckeye State. He's got his big event coming up in Toledo on Saturday that I'm not going to go.
He invited you to.
And he also invited Austin Ward to it.
Exactly.
The redhead.
I didn't get the invite, but
Bob,
the biggest celebrities here at the fan did.
They look, Your Highness knew you wouldn't go. And but now because I'm taking my kid to the game, it's a night game, the Minnesota game, so I'm not able to make up Toledo, but it would have been fun to hang out with Your Highness. Let's do this. So, Bob, let's make people smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Bob, work your magic. Make me smarter.
Well, if I can make you smarter, I can give you the knowledge and hopefully that you're able to learn and pick some stuff up. But it is October 2nd, the second day of the month. It is a Thursday, the 275th day of the year. 90 days remaining in this 2025 as we just plow towards. By the end of this month, you're going to be sitting there about 60 Thitoff. How's that feel for you?
That's amazing. Time flies.
Trick or treat. Listen, when Penn State and Big Game James come to town, that's what we'll be staring at. This date, 1789, George Washington sends the Bill of Rights to the states for ratification. What percentage of the state's votes do you need for amendment ratification?
I think it's 3/4.
Good job.
Thank you. See, that's
nice.
I
didn't know that.
Yeah, buddy. You should go to Brookhaven.
3/4. You know what? That's not bad. Well, they used to teach civics back when you were in school. Still, I don't know if they even taught that.
I think I saw it on Jeopardy.
That's good. Yes,
hey, that counts too.
It does. By the way, I was watching Wheel of Fortune on Tuesday.
Yeah,
the girl won $1 million. Like $1,037,000 or whatever. Highest winning total ever on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Not Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
She won the $1 million.
Nice.
You know?
Pretty impressive.
This date, 1919, President Woodrow Wilson becomes paralyzed after a stroke. See what number President Old Woody was?
Oh, Bob. I think he was number 30.
Guesses?
No, I think he was 27.
It wasn't 27.
Was
he 28?
It was 20. Look at that.
I knew I was.
Bodie on the second. He came back around. He got a second one.
Wait, he got paralyzed while in office?
Got a stroke, yeah.
And he was permanently paralyzed while in office?
Yeah, the rest of the time. They were able to hide a lot more stuff back then.
I know, like they hid the the FDR stuff for years.
And that was significantly after this.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. I'm trying to think who had. One of them had mouth cancer, like jaw cancer or something.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They removed part of his jaw.
Roger Ebert.
No. I'll remember in a minute. But, yeah, Woodrow Wilson, paralyzed after having a stroke as 20th president, served out the rest of his presidency.
How long was his presidency after that?
Well, it's 1919, so I'm guessing.
1 year? Was 20 the next one? Was it?
Is either 20 or 22. I mean, couldn't have been.
It had to be 20. I can't believe they go 3 years with a paralyzed president.
Well, we had FDR was in a wheelchair. I mean, he had polio that was.
Forge View says Wilson's wife ran the country. Is that what happened after that, I guess? I don't know.
I assume.
Okay.
This date, 1921, Babe Ruth hits his record 59th home run in the season. 1947, Yogi Berra. This was the first World Series that was televised too, I believe.
I think you're right on that.
Yeah,
we just hit that recently.
It was the first to feature a black player and the first to feature a pinch hit home run brought to you by Mr. Berra himself.
One away in the seventh. Berra bats for catcher Raleigh.
Change the dial a little bit there. It's a little stacky.
He slams Branca's pitch over the scoreboard in right field for the first pinch hit home run in World Series history. Score 9-8.
Look at that, 9-8. You'd think he'd be a little more excited first.
That seemed pretty subdued there. Keith Jones in the chat says Grover Cleveland had the jaw thing.
Grover Cleveland, good job. Not out of you, but out of our chat masters
I found
over
the
there.
answer for you.
You did. Smart people don't have the answers. They know where to find them.
Exactly. 1957,
the Yankees play in their 25th World Series. That was in 57. This day, 1959. Did you recognize this, Bodie, when you heard it?
A little bit, but not
it's
super recognizable for me.
The Twilight Zone premieres on CBS.
There is a sixth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the sunlight of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area that might be called the Twilight Zone. The place is here. The time is now. And the journey into the shadows that we are about to watch could be our journey.
Little known fact, that's Donnie Facenda doing the voice. Always wanted to be like his brother John with the NFL films.
That's John's brother.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Oh. Why are you making up facts?
I think it's funny.
It's fake news.
It's fake. It was funny, though. I had you going.
Why would I think that you would lie about something like that? You would
tap dance.
You would have a much greater insight to that than I would.
Donnie Facenda.
This day, 1974, Hank Aaron hits his 733rd and final home run in the National League in his final NL at bat. This day, 1980, Larry Holmes TKOs Muhammad Ali in 11th for the heavyweight title of the world.
Angelo Dundee wants to stop the fight. That's it. They stopped the fight at TKO. It'll be scored as a technical knockout. As you can see, there's pandemonium in the ring. I have Don King with me, who is going to make the presentation to Larry Holmes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Muhammad Ali fails to answer the bell for the 11th round. The winner, and still heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes.
So in that, Bob, there's a 30 for 30 about it too. It's really good. You can hear Ali's very starting to slur a little bit and things like that. But nonetheless, in that fight, Holmes was like, Ali was his hero. And you watch the fight, and in the last few rounds, you see Holmes just pounding away. Ali can't do anything, and Holmes is begging the ref to stop the fight. He's like, "Can you wave it? Can you do something about this?" And the ref won't do it. And so Holmes hits him a couple more times and motions over to the ref again, and the ref never stopped. But Holmes,
so Ali he wouldn't even get his gloves up.
Couldn't even get the gloves up. It was like hitting a heavy bag.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know what else to say. That's what people always show his stuff with Foreman and everything else. But like you said, his last three fights were not very impressive.
No.
Hell, he was 40-something.
I think he might have been 40 when he fought Holmes, I think. And maybe 42 when he lost to Burbick, I think, in his last fight.
42.
He might have been with Burbick.
Hey, he's no Mike Tyson out there, though.
I still think the corpse of Ali could beat Jake Paul.
Oh, yeah. I think he's got too much pride.
I think so, too, yeah.
To let that ultimately happen. This date, 1995, Oasis releases one of their number one bangers, Champagne Supernova in the U.S.
Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova. A champagne supernova in the sky.
I see you swing in a campus bar where this is on, late at night.
I don't know if they really played that. They usually played a lot more closing time at the end of the night.
Closing time. I'm saying this would be
Andy
before
Bernard would come in. And
this would be a little before closing. I'm saying this would be not quite closing time, but close to it. And Bob out there singing at the top of his lungs on the dance floor.
Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball.
There you go.
Where were you, Bodie, while we were getting high? That's what they wanted to know.
Your Highness.
Listen, I bet you Highness. I bet he listens to a little bit.
I bet
of
Oasis is in his playlist.
Little Oasis.
It is AirPods on his flight today. Yes.
Then this day, 2010, One Direction performs on season 7 of X Factor in the UK. It's their first time performing together. However many of them. Is there 5?
I don't
There's
know.
5 or 6 sounds about right.
5 seems like it's right in the wheelhouse.
They performed a Torn cover. They were all eliminated as solo artists, which is crazy. That what's his name, Freddie
Simon Cowell, right?
Yes. Well, I don't know if he was on the UK one though. This was in the UK, but Harry Styles, he's their guy, right? Is that? that he was
He was
eliminated.
like the leader.
Yeah, but he's really good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
You
that
would think one of them,
would have made it through on their own.
like
But
Justin Timberlake. Couldn't tell you anybody else in NSYNC, but
he was the man.
They got
He
that one
started.
guy.
yeah.
I've got that one.
Andrew
guy.
Ridgely's in that.
Andrew Ridgely. Let me ask you this. I was listening to Father Figure when I was driving to the Hastings Jones middle school game yesterday. Or actually, no, when I was driving home from our practice,
Okay.
maybe driving to practice yesterday after the middle school game. Do you think when George Michaels was singing Father Figure, it was about Andrew Ridgely's hands?
You know what? That's a great point, Bob. It could be. Because there's no question the daddy was in that relationship.
I mean, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But a lot of great questions there. A lot of things to be figured out.
Call Target and see if Andrew Ridgely's working today or not. And if he's not, maybe we can have him on.
Coach, he's got all those bangers.
Yes.
Syndication's doing him well. Some birthdays today. The legend of NFL films, Mr. Steve Sable, born on this date in 1942.
You're looking at an unusual story here and a person in myself who can go back and remember the sights and sounds and smells of the first time I ever put on a football uniform. I remember being in 4th grade, and I can still remember the feel of the leather pads on my shoulders and the way they smelled. To me, football was all about myth.
You know the Kermit the Frog in the Muppets?
Okay.
And he has a great line. He says, I always knew what I wanted to be even before my tail fell off. And even when I was a little tadpole, I knew this was the first time I ever sat in front of a little editing machine in 1962 and had film and ran through. I just knew, I said, if John Facenda was here, I'd say, this was your destiny.
So, Bob, I know that CBS did that thing with the NFL Today, kind of the retro thing, and one of their their shows recently, their pregame shows, they all like dressed up in the garb from the 50th anniversary of NFL Today. Do you think it would be popular if they did something like this NFL Films thing now, like a weekly thing? And I know you can't have John Facenda doing it, obviously.
He's dead.
Yes, he's dead. But you could have someone like, if they produced it that way with like kind of the weird slow motion, not weird, but the slow motion stuff, kind of grainy footage, and with a voice like that, be it Morgan Freeman, whatever, a voice like that doing it, though, it would be a total retro look with current stuff. Do you think that would be popular?
Yeah.
I think it would, too.
I think you could bring that back.
I think so, too.
I always enjoyed watching the NFL
Yeah.
film stuff. I mean, it's very entertaining. And, yeah, the presentation of it, the old school feel, the look. Problem is, they used to glamorize all those big hits and
I know.
everything. You can't do that anymore.
Watch the neck of Bob Greasy as it's almost removed from Joe Green.
The autumn wind is a pirate.
Yes.
I mean, you can't.
You have
yeah.
good writing. Yeah, you got to have good writing if you're going to do it.
You have to have great writing to be able to do it, and you ultimately have to be able to have the film and the footage of what you need to see. And I don't know if you have the same violence of the game
that's
and
true.
certain things that they could sell. But speaking of selling something, selling the music, the day it died, Mr. Don McLean turning 80 today.
Singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love? And do you have faith in God above?
If the Bible tells you.
So, yes, it was always a crapshoot when you heard that song on the radio. Yes, the radio. Because they had like a shorter version of it, and they had the regular version of it. You know, the one they put out the single for radio play. And there's some stations would just play the shorter version. It'd be a bummer. If you listen to it, they play the shorter version. Like, I got robbed.
Why would you ever play a shorter version?
It was someone
of
they
that?
cut out something. I can't remember what they cut out, but they did cut out a little something where they cut it down a little bit.
That is kind of, I know it's a long song,
Yeah.
but it's all lyrics throughout
Right.
it.
I can't remember what they cut
it's
out,
not
but I
like Joe
remember hearing
Walsh's
Right.
Life's Been Good, where
Yeah.
there's a ton of just
Like,
instrumental
same thing
play
with
in there,
Light
and
My
you could
Fire
cut that shorter.
by The Doors. They cut out some of the guitar solo in that one and that part. I don't know what they cut out, but it was like you get a shorter version sometimes.
Yeah, that's very, very
That's a
unfortunate. A Fitbit. Mark Rippon, Redskins Super Bowl winning quarterback, turning 63 today. Kelly Ripa, star and host of.
I don't know what to call it.
It's called Kelly now.
She's got somebody. Who's she? She's got
It's her
some
husband.
Oh, is it her husband? I know it's with her.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. Is it called the Kelly Ripa Show?
I have no idea.
Kelly? Okay.
What is his
I know
real
it used
name?
to be Regis and Kelly. It's
Right.
been a
Yeah.
while
And
since
then
it was that.
But it's her husband now. He was Mateo on All My Children. They were on there together. That's where they found love.
Mark Consuelos?
Yeah,
Is that it?
Mark Consuelos is her husband. He's on there with her.
Huh.
Tyson Chandler, the 2011 NBA champ with the Mavs.
Live with Kelly and Mark.
There you go. Live with Kelly and Mark. Oh, gosh, I can't believe I missed this. Turning 74 today. Once was the leader of the Police. Now, with the defunding of him, he had to go out solo. Turning 74 today. Sting.
I will stalk you.
Hey, creeper.
I'm watching you. Got a telescope. Star 86 when I call you. Gordon Sumner, is that his name? I think Gordon Sumner's his real name.
Gordon Lightfoot.
I don't think Sting was his given name.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah, there you go. See, Gordon By the way, Gordon Lightfoot, way underrated.
R.I.P.
I think he's R.I.P., but also he is B.A.D. He was awesome. He was the good kind of bad.
B.A.D. I'm pretty sure Gordon Lightfoot.
He's dead. Yeah, he's with the Queen.
I thought he passed away about a year ago.
Aaron in the chat said that, Tito, you're closer to the hanging out with the
2
Queen
years.
than Coach Coop.
Of course, everybody will acknowledge that.
I don't think that's accurate.
I
You want to do a
believe.
bet? We can do a bet who's going to live
Plus,
longer.
I know this. Coach Coop's wife probably wouldn't poison him.
No, she wouldn't. My wife would, but yeah, my wife
So I'm
could,
saying,
but-
so you've got multiple
They-
factors
I
working
know
against you.
he's in great
Number
shape.
one, your health. Number two,
yeah.
your, quote, loved ones.
Oh, listen, you have no idea.
Sometimes people need shepherded to it, just
Bob-
kind of herded to where they need to go.
You will get a call one day with Heather saying, hey, Bob, I need you to move something. Jeff can't help me. Can you come over? And there'll be a big ditch in the backyard.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it'd be a big roll of carpet.
But she'll want to. She can't get me into the ditch. She is digging the ditch right now. It's like, oh, what's that? That's a garden. Oh, it's about 6 feet
garden.
deep. What are you going to plant?
Bamboo.
Right. It's just
These deep roots.
It's going to happen, Bobby. There's no way that's a garden back there. I promise you that.
Some passings today. Passing away in this date, 1803, one of the founding fathers, Samuel Adams. And then also another one of the founding fathers about 2 decades later, Tom Petty in 2017. Sang that for King George.
Gotta be honest, it was more than 2 decades later that Petty passed away.
2 centuries.
There we go. Okay, I thought maybe I was doing math on it.
There we go.
I know it's right. Got just one life.
Yeah.
That was his life. He stood him up at the gates of hell. Or King George. Him and Sam Adams were arm in arm, they said.
Did you do a Petty song at that time we did karaoke down
No,
there
I
for the
did Bon Jovi, I think.
You did Bon Jovi?
Yeah, Living on a Prayer. That's always a crowd favorite. Or maybe Summer of '69. Those are always my 2 go-tos.
Tim Hall did one.
Tom Petty's hard.
But I don't think I can't remember. But this was funny. Tim Hall goes out there and he's holding a guitar
But
for
not
karaoke.
playing it. Yeah.
But he's just like acting like he's strumming.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I was like, why would you do that? I did Johnny Cash. I think I did.
You did do Cash.
I think I did Folsom.
Yeah.
I think I did that one. Yeah, but yeah, I remember Tim going out there with the guitar and just acting like he's playing it, just strumming it.
That's ridiculous, is what that is. I mean, it's not a costume party, for heaven's sake. Oh, goodness. Some holidays and observances today. I can get this to load. Lowe's, it is Guardian Angels Day, so hopefully the Guardians can get that
Good
done
sign.
for you. International Fried Scallops Day. National Name Your Car Day.
Ooh.
Peanuts Day. Not the food, the Snoopy cartoon. How about that? And World Farm Animals Day. And No Alcohol Day, which is a Thursday, so that's not going to happen. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Thursday, October 2nd, the 275th day, and 90 days remaining this 2025.
Well done, as always, General. The Guardian Angels, by the way, do you know, and I remember when this, because I was 8 years old when this happened, but like in 1979, there was all kinds of violence in New York, like on the subways and stuff. And
yeah, it used to be a
Yeah, it used to,
you know
it
what
was
the
a,
good news is? It's returning to that.
Right, yeah. So this
return to the earth from which you came.
A guy founded this like
watch somebody get stabbed on a subway.
Group of people called the Guardian Angels that would go around and they were just volunteer people that would just try to keep the peace.
Vigilante justice. This is what you're describing me is like a group of superheroes that just go around.
As I'm saying it now, it does sound a bit, I don't say irresponsible.
Vigilante justice.
The vigilante thing. They wore
there was a guy that
berets.
did that in Gotham.
Yeah, I know.
Right? And he used to wear a mask and he would fly, swing from building to building.
They wore red berets.
Were they like some millionaires?
They were trained in first aid, self-defense, and conflict resolution.
Conflict
Did
resolution.
they use any sort of spider web fluid?
I think they had nunchucks. But
when you say red, do you mean a raspberry red?
I think it was raspberry red, Bob. I think it was
a raspberry, the kind you buy at a secondhand store.
I think it was a white beret dipped in blood. But nonetheless, it was. I remember the Guardian Angels. What a big deal that was when they came out and were like,
"Come on!"
They were in the subways.
Is this real?
Yes, they would ride. They would ride the subways, walk around. It was like your block watch thing, but it was a.
It's Batman, is what you're describing.
The
Heroes League.
As what usually happens when I'm working with you, Bob, I had no idea. I didn't think about that way until you just brought it up, and it's been around. It started in 1979. All I thought was, cool, some guys out doing this. And now, yes, you're right. There are vigilantes out there. I don't know. In the chat, Porchview said that the guy who started it up, Curtis Silva, is now running for New York City mayor.
Oh, is that the guy?
Curtis Silva's his name.
Yeah, he was one of the dudes.
He does the morning show on WABC. Porchview saying this. But yeah, he's running. Yeah, Curtis Silva's the one who started it up.
That's isn't that a...
Was his alias Bruce Wayne?
I was going to say, isn't that part of just the creed of a superhero, though, is you don't give out your real identity?
That's fair. That's what I'm saying, yes. But I just remember,
that's why you wear a mask.
The beret, I think, threw everybody
red
off.
Beret. So, if I was a guy back in 1979 who was going to wreak some havoc on innocent people, I would wear the red beret.
Innocent, they was defending the innocent.
I'm saying I'd be the red beret and say, ma'am, we're okay here. Let me hold your purse for you. And then, gone. That's what I would do.
Wait, so you would be under the guise of a hero, you're actually a villain.
Big if, Bob. I said
like a double agent hero.
If I would, the same way those guys dressed up like Batman and tried to solve crimes and got their butts kicked, but I would do it in a more subtle way and I'd be smarter about it.
Sounds amazing.
Where are we going now?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Coming up next.
Did you wear a rubber suit?
Coming up next, really seals in the juices. Coming up next, the Big Ten might be getting some more big money. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Regenerative treatments for joint pain are creating lots of excitement in the orthopedic community. QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Ray Tessner recalls a recent conversation with one of the country's most acclaimed orthopedic doctors.
He said, when you and I are young, the arthroscope was a quantum leap in treating orthopedic problems. I think regenerative medicine is the new arthroscope.
Surgery is no longer the go-to solution for chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or back. QC Kinetics is leading the next quantum leap. All-natural regenerative treatments that provide relief and mobility.
I think one of the tenets of being a good physician is the old saying of do no harm. That's what I enjoy about this form of treatment is there's very little chance that we're going to cause harm, and that's refreshing to me to be able to eliminate the dangers that can come sometimes with surgeries.
Book your free consultation today in Dublin or Gahanna. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. Or go to qckinetics.com/Columbus.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post 9/11 veterans adjust back to civilian life. Through specialized programs, they begin healing their bodies and minds while regaining a sense of camaraderie. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, we're back. Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby, Bodie. Bob, I saw this story. I read this story.
Didn't understand it, did you?
No, wait. See,
I didn't understand a lick of this story.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to admit it either.
I understood some of it, but I know you would understand more. But the Big Ten is in talks, talking about doing this deal with a private capital deal that could bring in $2 billion into the league, according to ESPN. It'd be a 10-year extension of the league's grant of rights until 2046. And there would be 20 shares in this deal. 18 to the Big Ten teams, 1 to the Big Ten Conference, and then 1 to the
investor.
The investor, right. Okay. Now, according to sources, teams like Ohio State and Michigan have not bought into this yet. A lot of the teams have, I guess. There's support from nearly the entire league, according to this thing. But like Ohio State and Michigan have not completely bought into it yet. And if this happened, it would essentially kill the idea of a super conference, right, for 10 years.
10 more years.
10 more years, yes.
After
1930. After 2036, right? Yeah. Okay. So it would do that. And so once you do that, though, Bob, granted, look, we know.
When you start selling yourself, you lose control of what you can do.
Is it?
If you sell yourself in the evenings, Thitoff, you lose control of your body.
Whoa. Let's tap the brake.
If you're selling, like this is the problem with Ohio State right now. You know, they sold off their rights to IMG, which is now Learfield in the athletic marketing space. The university sold off all of their parking to Campus Park for a decade to raise money, so they lost control of their pricing and any ability to make changes or anything like that. And so part of the thing is with this, like when they did Fox, the deal with Fox, I mean, everybody wants to just champion Jim Delaney like he's an idiot. Like all these guys, I'm just going to say it. I'll tell him that to his face. Yeah, you got more money maybe than you could have, possibly.
Right.
I don't even know that to be factually accurate. But you gave up, this is why they have no control. Fox has 51% of control and the understanding. They don't even own their rights, the Big Ten. And that's why Ohio State, hey, you're just going to play at noon. All of these things that they've sold off for $1, you have to find a way to do that and still maintain control over your product and your decisions.
Just to correct something you said, Bob, and I don't like to correct you on air, but what I do or do not do in the evenings is not selling, it's renting. Okay? I rent myself. It's not selling, Bob. So let's just
people buy the renter's insurance?
You know what? They should if they don't. Bob, but, so on this deal here now, okay, so if you do this, obviously, look, I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. Okay? I know.
Don't be an idiot.
I know that.
Changed my life.
I know that money is what drives everything.
Cash rules everything around me. Dollar bills, y'all.
And I know winning's important, but money brings winning in a lot of cases when it comes to things like college football.
USC's got a decent amount of money. Lincoln Riley's getting paid a lot of money.
Yes. Okay.
So is Brian Kelly.
But that's my point, though, Bob. Once this happens, say this happens, though, all of a sudden now, you're answering to Wall Street, right? In some capacity, in a roundabout way.
Well, that was just what I said. As you do that, you relinquish control, and assuming how you structure it. So what the goal of this is that there are schools, and this is why it's touched on in this article, Does Ohio State need this? Not really.
Right.
Like, they could survive without it. And so, like, the argument for this was the Nebraska president said, well, if they do this, like, they could sell some sort of league-wide logo patch, which would be more valuable on a league basis versus having it on an individual basis.
18 individual ones, yeah.
Because nobody wants to pay for Rutgers or Purdue.
Sure.
They'll pay more to Ohio State than Ohio State would get in this deal.
Yes.
So that's the problem now that they're starting to run into. And I was talking with some people that used to be involved in college football, but they said, like, the Big Ten's greatest fear, and there's people over at the Big Ten offices, or used to be, that were from Ohio State, is Ohio State or Michigan come up and, like, we're not good with sharing anymore.
Right.
Not equally, because we're over here dragging up everybody. And there's a reason why you go look at the ratings and Ohio State's playing Washington, and why it's getting outviewed by Ole Miss and LSU and different things. Because of the TV windows, who you're playing against. No one cares to watch. Like the Ohio University game, I told you this. The Ohio University getting the door ticket was like about $180, $200.
Right.
That was over face value.
Yeah.
When Rutgers comes to town and UCLA come to town, Coach, you'll be able to just get those tickets for free. If I wanted to give them away, I would have a hard time getting those tickets out of my hands.
Side nugget, I might be selling my UCLA tickets, so don't listen to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, for $10 a piece is what you're going to be selling them for.
Go ahead. Okay.
I don't care if they're right on the field. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
And so that's inherently the problem with this is, we'll get more money as a conference and every school will get more money and the deal would be bigger.
Right.
But how does that benefit Ohio State? We're the ones that carry all this.
Sure.
Michigan carries all of it. Nebraska, smidge. Penn State, a little bit
Oregon
more.
now?
But here's the other thing. Even with Penn State, the Athletic canceled their beat writer. They laid off. Like, they don't have a beat that follows Penn State anymore. And that's a school that is in the sixth most populous state in the country and has 110,000 people go to their big games. Now, not every game, but they're big games. And so that defines to you the level of interest in GSF for some of these programs. And so if you're doing this and you're Ohio State, and I know this is something that they've been working on, and you start asking around and like looking at this, well, if we get into this, what's in it for us? Yeah. Why are we going to give you another 10 years of our grant of rights? We don't need the money. Rutgers needs the money. Purdue needs the money.
Yeah.
Everybody else needs the money because what they want to do with this is they're going to roll out $200 million. They'll put it into some form of annuity, and then everybody will be able – let me see what that would be.
$200 million by 18?
No, that's not the math on it. They're not – that's
I know
not
it wouldn't be that. Yeah, so it'd be $2 billion by 18, right? Or by 20.
Like $2 billion, $200 million, $2 billion.
Right.
And so if you take – what they would probably want to do is they would take – if I can get – $2 billion – and let's just say get a 6% growth rate on that, divide that by 20. Okay, so everybody would end up getting like $6 or $7 million a year from that. Plus they would get a percentage of their rights and everything. But this would give all the schools another $6 million a year that would be rolling over. Like if they throw that into an annuity,
sure.
Like that's what the one of the guys, the big donors at Kansas did. Hey, here's $250 million. Put $100 million of this into an annuity. You can get 6% on it. It'll give you $6 million a year to help fund your operations. Instead of giving you $100 million, Charlie Sheen, you can go smoke that in a crack pipe and you'll burn through it in a decade. Okay, this will be into perpetuity now.
Right.
You'll still have the principal if you ever needed to get it. So there's ways and things they want to do about this. I know this gets into the high finance of college athletics, and probably a lot of people's eyes glaze over and they don't want to hear it, but this will substantively change the product you're seeing on the field. And Ohio State and Michigan have to agree to it. And I'm hoping, and I am, if we would have had President Drake in here, I would be like, we're screwed. That guy's an idiot. And, I mean, who was our last president? Christina
Johnson.
She was smarter and a little bit more sports savvy, but still not a business person. President Carter and Ross Bjork are business-minded people who understand how the world works and will utilize the Ohio State leverage while still, they said we're not leaving the Big Ten. But I don't think these shares nowhere in that article did they say they were going to be equal shares.
Right, they can't be equal shares. They can't be.
They've always have been.
I know, but it's stupid.
Well, it's stupid if you're Ohio State or Michigan.
Right.
Or even Oregon or Penn State. But if you're Rutgers, Purdue,
Maryland,
Northwestern, Indiana, Minnesota.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of teams that nobody cares about. That's why they put this Minnesota game on at night. Because NBC's like, all right, well, we need something in this window, and Ohio State will draw. And I don't mind
Ohio State versus whatever will draw.
But yes, but the bottom 6 to 8 teams, like, nobody cares about at all in the Big Ten. That's the problem.
Is it possible, Bob, that through this deal, after a few years, Wall Street, the investors, are like, you know what?
Well, the terms of the deal will be the terms of the deal.
Okay.
That isn't going to change. That'll be fixed unless there's out clauses. That's why we have the issue we have right now with the Fox situation.
But what I'm asking is
we're not happy with it. Too bad.
Yeah.
Is it possible there could be out clauses where because now all of a sudden there's a different boss that, you know what, we really think Purdue's dragging us down. We think Northwestern's dragging us down. I don't care about the damn academics. We need to get them out and get 2 better schools in here. Is that, like, could that potentially happen?
If it's written in where like there's no guarantee. The thing is, when you're ceding your grant of rights, there would have to be a lot of not that this contract's going to be like a page anyway. There would have to be a substantial amount of opportunity then to ever remove or add members, and how that ultimately looks too.
Right.
Like, the removal of conference members is something that I don't know if any of these deals has ever had, because there's never been a divestment of members. It's always been an addition or an investment of members into the conference.
With the fact that we're sitting here in 2025 and we're talking about something that could extend to 2046, with how much college sports have changed, and college football specifically.
Coop might be allowed to see that. I don't know if you will.
No, you know, Bob, we're not going to play. I'm not trying to kill John Cooper. But anyway, though, I would certainly pause before committing to something that's damn near 20 years down the road. You know what I mean?
No.
With all the changes that have been.
I know 2 Heathers that thought about that too.
Oh boy, I tell you, I got to believe they're both wondering, what the hell was I thinking?
Should have got a larger share.
Oh, hey, Heather too got a larger share. It's
you?
girth, yes.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm
more to love.
Yes, more to love. That's exactly
Absolutely.
right.
Speaking of finance, do you need a bank that values local business in this town? The opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation, the Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. The Riverside Bank of Dublin has experience working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, will help you reach your goals. So whether it's an SBA loan to get the business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well done as always, General. Coming next, Quick Hitters Morning Juice.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
When it comes to prostate cancer, go to pcf.org for the help you need to navigate this disease and make the right decisions for yourself. Go to pcf.org today.
Lexi spent more than 6 years in foster care.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi now has a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
You can help find permanent homes for children still lingering in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. it gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a common seasonal virus, but it can have major implications on a patient's heart health. Most RSV cases involve mild cold-like symptoms, but up to 160,000 adults are hospitalized each year for more serious cases. And RSV can escalate chronic health issues. If you're over the age of 60, talk to your doctor to find out if the new RSV vaccine is right for you. And learn more at heart.org/RSV.
Day 1, the hardest day, the day you hear.
This is a type of blood cancer.
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. I know we got to get to quick hitters, Bob. I feel like when the money was not astronomical, let's talk 60s, 70s, Big Ten. When the money was not astronomical, the budgets were not so huge that it was much easier for teams to be like, for universities like, you know what? We are all about the conference. We are all about the conference. We're Big Ten.
I think ODB said it best, mo money, mo problems.
That was P. Diddy. Did ODB also? I'm sure he said it before, but I'm saying the song "The Mo Money Mo Problems" was Diddy and Mace and Biggie.
Getting diddied?
Anyway, Bob.
Getting diddy with it?
So, yes. So, Bob, though, when the money is much smaller, it's easier to be loyal to the conference. When it gets to this level,
the money's long.
I don't think Ohio State or Michigan should be
Cash rules everything.
We are all about the conference. It should not be that way anymore.
Well, and the problem is the conference hasn't cared about football. And so I've tried to figure out what Purdue for the last 3 years has done with their $85 million.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
What has Maryland and Rutgers done with their $85 million?
Hey, Bob, it's like
What is UCLA? What are they doing?
Well, they're buying out coaches. But, Bobby, it's the same way like they do that thing with Major League Baseball, with the luxury tax thing, where the lower teams get money. They don't use it.
Okay, so this is that was the argument that I was starting to talk to with a former coach of mine who was at Ohio State's practice.
John.
It's like, no, it wasn't. I didn't play for John, but Truss was there, and he was talking about this in the Super Conference. And they're like, you'll get more money if they collectively bargain and bring everybody in. He goes, but who's all left in that?
Yeah.
Because the teams at the bottom, it's like the Big Ten. The Green Bay Packers got $430 million off the league's revenue sharing.
Yeah.
That doesn't even encapsulate their sponsorships, suite sales, marketing dollars, all that stuff. That's what they share from this, 60%, the percentage of their ticket revenue, and then the TV rights. The salary cap for the league is like $220. So you're like $200 million in the green buff
already.
And that is your biggest expense by far. So yeah, you have some operations, travel, coaches, other things, but that doesn't include everything else. It's like, where are those dollars going? Bodie, you had something you wanted to say.
I was going to kind of ask, how much does something like this then factor in? You've talked about Neuheisel saying the reckoning is coming,
So this would kind of stave that off, and that is why I think
is that a good thing though?
I don't know. Well, so here's
there's no right or wrong answer with players becoming employees. I think there's probably a lot of pros to it and probably plenty of cons too. And if the top, we'll just call it 50, give or take, Power 4 schools just break off and say, we don't need you guys, we'll see you later.
Even that number is the question. What does that look like? Is it 50? Is it 40? Is it 30? Sure as hell probably isn't 60.
No, I can't see being 60.
That's like max.
And so the thing was, and Trust said this, he's like, you can get a lot more money. Because right now, the NFL, their budget is like 15 or 20 million for their TV revenue, somewhere in there. College football is the second most popular sport in the country.
Yeah.
And they get about $5 billion across all the conferences. If you can collectively bargain that, you probably get closer to 10 to 12. The NFL's at 20. You don't get there, but you're getting more than halfway there. But in doing that, he had a very astute point. Just like the NFL, you don't make your schedules. They make them for you then.
Right, yeah.
Like Ohio State's not playing Ohio University every year.
Yes.
They're not playing that. They're playing Georgia. They're playing USC. You're playing Florida. You're playing the hits.
Yeah.
And then you have an NFL league. That's essentially what it is. So I don't know. I don't know if people want that or they don't. His point was
OU
that,
doesn't, right?
No, because they need, and those schools need the money.
Yeah.
Is there any way they could work that into a contract?
They probably
and say,
could. So you have
every school, out of the 40 schools that are in this new league, 10
of these games, and then there's 2 lower tier
games. You play
games.
in-state schools to help them out.
But, what's the incentive for people to do that?
Yeah,
other than just
doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing.
Having a good heart, Bob.
Right.
That's what it's for.
When has that been the case?
Guardian angels to walk through the negotiations. I'll be honest, Bob, a lot of times I let Jesus take the wheel, but this time of the day I let this guy, Bodie Wells, take the wheel.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Good morning, Bodie Wells.
Happy Thursday, fellas. We'll start here with college football. Are the days of college football dynasties over? If you ask Lane Kiffin, he says yes. Or at least they are in the SEC, per his words. With the additions of Texas and Oklahoma, the league adding a 9th conference game starting next fall, the transfer portal, and, of course, name, image, and likeness, Kiffin said, in my opinion, the dynasties are over. Alabama with Coach Saban and then Kirby Smart at Georgia, where they had these rosters year in and year out, and there would be a bunch of wins by 30 points in the conference. Those days are done. When I was at Alabama, they'd be like, go watch the outside linebackers, and there'd be 6 of them over there that are first-round picks. That's not going to happen anymore. Because if they don't play, then they're going to leave, and you can't keep them all anymore. Tito, I think most people would probably agree with Kiffin, especially with how deep the SEC in particular is going to continue to be year in and year out.
The playing field has been even in a lot of these cases, and yes, the fact that you can move around like that, guys won't stick around for 2 years to get their shot anymore. They are going to go somewhere else. So your depth gets challenged. A couple of injuries makes it really hard to have a dynasty. But it's funny, we saw Alabama's dynasty, Georgia's, I guess we'll call it a dynasty, but they had
Mini
Clemson.
dynasty.
Clemson had their run as well. But
Dynasties?
But I think, though, Bob, like right now, if you give me a school who I think has the best chance at having a dynasty, it's got to be Ohio State. And I think the SEC is kind of the fact now that they can't do things under the table like they used to.
Can't do things under the table. The reality is, if you talk about true NIL, bigger populations in the northern states, bigger opportunities there. Now, do people care as much? That was the conversation we were having previously about how much some of these other schools care and what's going on with it. But I will say this: if people commit to you for money, they'll leave to you for money. And Kenyatta Jackson and Caden Curry are 2 great examples of that. Like, those guys are here; they have been developed, and now they're playing some really good football. They didn't play until now. They waited for 3 years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There are guys that will wait and be patient. Now, there is a monetary element to it, and but there's a bigger relational element to it, and that's what's important.
Next up here, college basketball. Where do the Buckeyes stack up in the Big Ten in year 2 of the Jake Diebler era? Well, if the Athletic is correct, Ohio State is going to have a pretty good season this year. C.J. Moore of the Athletic ranked all 18 teams in the conference ahead of this upcoming season. Starting off at the top, he has Purdue at number 1, followed by Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, and Washington in the top 5. And then coming in at number 6, it's Ohio State, as he highlights the retention of bringing back Thornton, Mobley, and Royal, plus the additions of Brandon Nowell and Christopher Tilley in the portal, and what could be a little bit of a make-or-break season for Diebler. Carp, if I told you right now the Buckeyes would finish 6th in the regular season conference standings, I think you'd probably have to take that, right?
6th in the conference. A lot of people throw out like a 6th seed in the NCAA tournament. Based on the last couple of years, I think everybody would be Xing that box, sign your name, hand it right back as soon as you can.
They got Bynum, the kid who came in, the freshman who's supposed to be really good as well.
Andrew Bynum?
Amare.
That'd be a big pickup.
Bynum. That'd be a big one there if they could do that, yes.
Healthy Andrew Bynum, I think the Buckeyes are going to win the national championship next year.
According to Ken Palm, This was on the Athletic story that Ohio State was the highest-ranked team to not make the NCAA tournament. They were 37th in Ken Pom.
The Ken Pom and some of those other ratings the last few years, they love the Buckeyes.
Oh,
man.
they do. Here's the other thing.
I don't know about it.
I don't know how
because Ohio State sells.
I don't know how they figure this out, but Ohio State was 334th in luck rating.
I did see that. I don't know what all that entails.
Right.
Lou Holtz used to say the guy who's crying about the way the ball bounces is usually the one who dropped it. And I do think
the guy who cries about the way the ball bounces is usually the one that dropped it.
And I do think there is something to the fact of okay, you could have a little bit of bad luck here and there. First off, I also think I remember Bruce Thornton banking at a 3 to beat Maryland at the buzzer last year.
That was one lucky one, yes.
And also, if you keep losing close games, it's probably not bad luck. It's probably an indication of coaching and your talent.
There is a reason why, good coaches win close games.
Yeah.
Did you call bank? I called game.
Bob.
Former Celtic great Paul Pierce. Though with the Nets when he did that, I think.
Or was
Washington. Washington. Even better.
Yeah,
that's right, yeah.
Might have been the last time they won a playoff series 10 years ago.
You did the Lou Holtz imitation. You do very well, by the way.
It's because I have a thick tongue, so I can kind of rest it on my molars and
I've seen that. I've seen that in the stalls. The reference to it, not your thick tongue. I haven't seen that in the stalls. We got to be careful on this here. We are a semi-professional radio station. Okay, listen.
You want to be happy for an hour? Eat a shake.
This is how you've affected me, though. Not with a thick tongue. Well, with a thick tongue, but not the same way. I really wanted to. I love the Lou Holtz story with Notre Dame and that team in '88. I love it. I love the 30 for 30. There are so many things I liked about Lou Holtz for a long time.
One day in college football, one day you're drinking a wine, the next day you're picking the grapes.
And now that you've made him the character that he is, he's made himself the character, but now you've actually, you do it here on the show. Every time you do it, I like him and respect him less.
Oh, no, you got to like and respect him more.
No, because he's turned into a character, Bobby Carter, with
so
the Ohio State takes.
Anthony Fasano used to give me a lot of... No, Fasano.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe me. I live with the guy.
Bodie said he was Christopher,
Everybody
too. It's Christoph.
Says Fasano. He's like, it's Fasano.
Did Silly Kiddis?
Yeah, Christoph. Okay. There's no ER.
Are you sure?
Okay, now, Bobby, I know you're right.
But
Continue, Bob. Sorry.
He always gave me lots of great Lou Holtz. He did a great Lou Holtz impersonation, so I modeled it after his. And he gave me lots of great content with it because Lou would always come back and talk to him and different things.
He was at the game on Saturday. Arkansas kind of honored him
or
whatever.
He coached, people forget that he coached there before Notre Dame.
And of course, I know you guys could probably experience this as well following Ohio State. Anytime a chance as the opposing team in a home game has the chance to bring back a legend or do something, it's when they play Notre Dame and Ohio State and Michigan, etc. But before the game, at some point, he was asked, who are you rooting for today? He's like, well, one of these teams built a statue after me, or, statue of me. The other one fired me. So who do you think?
You got fired at Arkansas?
I guess so, yeah. I didn't know that off the top of my head.
Who's that, Holtz?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did get fired at Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, his Jets. The Jets were before Arkansas. Yeah, the Jets season where he coached there for not even a whole season.
Not even a year, yeah.
I
think... I was just reading something about that the other day. I think it was the second shortest tenure for a coach in the pros. I think him and Urban were tied for the second fewest, and it was somebody else.
Petrino,
yes, that's
what
it was.
He didn't make it a whole season.
That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
He was pretty quick.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Petrino. But
he quit by the end of the college football season.
Right,
so I don't know how that worked.
Right.
But it was in November-ish.
Coming next top of the hour, we will talk to Albert Breer. Do some NFL talk next. Morning Juice.
More and more these days, people who are in pain are taking control of their health and looking beyond traditional medicine. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. People just like you are finding lasting relief without steroids, medication, or surgery. Right here in Columbus at QC Kinetics. You'll be treated by highly regarded orthopedic surgeon Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sports Medicine. Here's how it works. Your blood contains tiny but mighty healing tools. At QC Kinetics, Dr. Tesner and his team get to the root of where your pain stems from, right down to the cells involved. By putting these natural elements to work, your body can revitalize your joints, literally using your own power to heal. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. If your back, knees, or shoulders are keeping you from enjoying life, explore all your options before you agree to more pills or surgery. Find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better. You've earned it.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
As we wonder why our kids are struggling, someone is getting bullied. As we discuss how to improve their mental health, someone is being harassed on social media. As we wonder why they're skipping school, someone is crying themselves to sleep. Knowing the signs is the best way to prevent bullying.
Please just leave me alone.
Learn the signs at sandyhookpromise.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS-FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. We'll get out with Breer on here shortly. Interesting week in the NFL. Interesting game tonight with that 49ers and Rams game.
Who Your Highness is taking?
I don't know. Your Highness, like I say, he's high right now. He's high on a plane. He's on a plane right now. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I preface that correctly. He is on a plane right now, headed this way to some event he's putting on in Toledo.
If you've ever wanted to meet him and you're from the great state of Ohio,
this would be your chance, man.
This is it.
If Ohio State had played a noon game,
you would have drove up after.
No, because I still have to do the post-game show stuff here. Like the game night. I'm doing game day Saturday because it's the night game. I do game night on days, if that makes sense. Me and Reeser. Anyway, lots of...
An opportunity like that seems like something you'd usually call off work for.
Like, I feel like Your Highness, if he had time to plan it, would have done it down here. Could have had him in studio then, if he could have made it past security. We could have had him in here, though, live in studio, Bob. But we'll get out with Breer on here shortly. But anyway, I saw this story about what the Colts was Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard, is that name? And he's a cornerback who had signed with the Colts after spending a year away. He was a year away from the NFL. And then he's 32 years old and just decided all of a sudden yesterday he's going to retire.
I'm out.
He said, I'm out. He said he is
tell him I'm done for the love of the game.
No longer willing to put football before his family.
Football is family.
I thought so too.
What they say on the commercials.
Exactly.
My purpose has been fulfilled in this sport, but my kids are more important to me than football. I've had a hell of a career, and even though it's ending in a unique way, I'm cool with the league. I'm cool with that because for once I'm putting my family first, and I'm proud and excited about that decision. Cool thing. He's 32 years old.
I mean, he's played for a while then, if that's...
Yes. He hasn't played great this year, it looks like.
Fine. That's probably part of it, too.
That might be part of it also. Like, you know, if he's having a great year, and I'm not trying to question the decision, but if he's having a great year, though, and the Colts are a Super Bowl contender...
Wow.
So Colts are
top
They're
of
not
the
a Super Bowl
division.
contender.
Indiana Jones.
They are not a Super Bowl. By the way, I heard Daniel Jones doesn't like that nickname, which is
why
too
not?
bad. I know.
Yeah,
It's
that's awesome,
It's
dude.
perfect.
Danny Dimes?
It's better than Danny
Yes.
Dimes. Yeah.
Better than Danny Dimes.
When you leave New York, you got to retire.
They don't call him
Lawrence.
They don't like Indiana Jones?
He doesn't necessarily like the nickname Indiana Jones, I read.
I don't care if he
Too
doesn't
bad.
like it.
I know, listen, look, if you're Daniel Jones with the career you've had, I don't think you have the right to be choosy about that.
Of course, that's a pretty good nickname. Just be happy it's not worse.
It's not the Bobby Clemente thing where it's like an Hall of Famer saying, "Don't call me Bobby, I'm Roberto Clemente." That's a lot different than Daniel freaking Jones saying, "You know what? I don't like the Indiana thing. Call me Danny Jones."
The
or
fact
whatever.
that you're playing well enough to have a nickname that is a shedding positive light on your play and not just, backup Danny or something.
Right. Or Danny Bust.
Yes.
Even Danny Overpay. But like the fact that we're even talking about Daniel Jones, about the Indiana Jones thing, is because of the Indiana Jones thing. It's not because of Daniel Jones. So he gets more press from this prestigious show about such a thing.
Which is the most important thing.
It really is. So anyway, Howard retires because of family. I
give him credit for that. I mean, he played a long time,
Right.
I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Also, Lamar Jackson, and we'll talk to Breer about this, but the Ravens have said he's day-to-day and also said he could miss 2 or 3 games.
So am I.
We're all day-to-day.
I might just call in tomorrow and be like, guys, I don't have it today. I'll see you Monday.
Hamstring injury, which means Cooper Rush.
Breer's on the way.
By the way.
Cooper Rush is in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Nice. Good for him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
By the way, the guy that retired, and he was with the Colts.
Yeah.
It'll always pale in comparison to the Vontae Davis retiring, who walked out at halftime of the game and said he can't do it anymore.
Right, yeah, right. That one, yeah.
That's the best. And listen, I give people credit. They're like, you bail on your teammates. I get that. But at some point in time, I also give credit for a guy saying, I know that I can't do this the way that I need to do this. And if that's in the middle of the game and you come to that realization, I'm out for the love of the game, man. That's what it is.
Albert Breer joins us from MMQB now. Albert, how surprised are you that in week 5 of the NFL season, we are actually saying the words Cooper Rush?
I mean, a little, I guess. I don't know. We've been through this with Lamar before. He's had seasons where he's gotten beat up. And, I think there's always that lingering question out there about his health and how he's going to hold up. And I that goes back to when he was a college player and, you look at his build and he's not built like Josh Allen or Cam Newton. And you wonder if these things eventually catch up to him. Now, it's a hamstring, so it's a little different. But, I can't say I would have been wildly surprised that Lamar would get a little bit beat up just based on the amount of damage he's taken on over the course of his career.
Yeah, but I don't know, Albert. You never saw Peyton Manning pull a hamstring. You've got to have a certain requisite level of speed to be able to pull a hamstring. There, but speaking of that, just with where they're at in the season, how concerned should we be about the Baltimore situation? Despite Lamar, we always believe they had a good defense, they were able to run the ball, and John Harbaugh's a good coach. And regardless of maybe they had a tough schedule, losing some tight games, I don't know if anybody anticipated them at being at this point where they are right now.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I think they'll be okay for the same reasons. I think I felt like the Chiefs would be okay all along, which is I think a lot of these teams have a way of figuring stuff out over the course of time, and that doesn't mean that that they plan to go 1-3, but sometimes you have some things to work out early in the year, and generally teams that have won as much as the Ravens have, especially in the post-2011 CBA NFL, when practice time is so limited, the work you can do is so limited in the spring and the summer. Generally these teams, even if they struggle early in the year, we'll get an idea about a month in, a month and a half in of what they're good at, what they can do well, and then they'll lean into that. And I think John Harbaugh is a good enough coach that the Ravens are going to get there. And again, I'm not saying that you sit there and you plan to go 1-3, but I refuse to believe that team that we saw, on opening night against Buffalo just vanished. They've got too many good players. They got too many proud veterans. And you can go down the list of guys who are there. Aside from just Lamar, your Ronnie Stanleys, your Your Derrick Henrys, your Roquan Smiths, your Marlon Humphreys, your Kyle Hamiltons. Kyle Van Noy's been beat up. Nnamdi Matabuke. Like, there's so many like really good players and really proud players in that team. I think they'll find a way to figure it out.
Albert Breer joins us from MMQB. Albert, the Bengals are 2-2 and can't move the ball or stop anybody. The Browns are 1-3, and they're putting a new quarterback in this week, and Dylan Gabriel, a rookie, to go against Minnesota. At the end of the season, which team do you think will have a better record?
You said the
Browns and Bengals.
Sorry,
that's right. Browns and Bengals.
Browns and Bengals. Oh, I'm gonna say Bengals, just because I tend to think that like the last 2 weeks were really terrible, and I don't think anybody expected it to look quite that bad, even with respect to how good a player Joe Burrow is and how valuable he is to that franchise. But I mean, we saw what they did 2 years ago. I think they went 4-3 with Jake Browning as their starter, and I thought they'd find a way to make it work in the interim. And, I think the difference is 2 years ago, you had a defense that was still playing really well. And I think they're still figuring it out under Al Golden. But Trey Hendrickson's still there. You get, Shamar Stewart gets a little bit more experienced. I just think there are some things that can come together on defense. You can maybe lean a little bit more into the running game to protect your quarterback a little bit better on offense. Chase Brown, I think, has the ability to be a really good back. I still think, like, at the end, at worst, that's probably a team that's going to be hovering around 500, where, you wonder now that the Pandora's box has been opened, so to speak, for the Browns at quarterback, whether or not, like, that thing is destined to be a 4 or a 5 win team.
Yeah, it's wild to kind of see that. And I don't know if you heard Rex Ryan's comments about Shedeur, talking about how he's making these big statements how he could play, and then talking about how he's not doing the things to get prepared and how that's well known among NFL circles. I mean, how pervasive is that, Albert? Is that something that's real? I know Rex can have the tendency to live in the land of hyperbole occasionally, but is that something that is a real concern with him in Cleveland?
Yeah, I'd say, I think the reality is maybe a little bit different than that. I think everything that I had heard when Shedeur got there was that he was just behind in just about every way imaginable. And, you can pin that on whatever you want to pin that on, but it mirrored what people said.
Can you pin it on his college coach?
Huh?
Can you pin it on his college coach?
That's the thing. It's like, that's why some people, but honestly, like, and I look at it, Bobby, as like a lot of it was when he came out, I think there were a lot of teams that were pretty taken aback at how far behind he was from a football standpoint. And they thought, because of his dad and because of Pat Shurmur being there, that he would be way more pro ready than he actually was. And so, when they go through the draft process, a lot of people are like, man, this kid's got longer ways to go than you thought. And then the Browns got him, and basically everything the Browns were able to figure out over the first few weeks of having him was, this guy is Dylan Gabriel's got a chance at the very least to be our backup this year based on his football know-how and the 6 years he spent in college, whereas Shedeur really is a developmental prospect. And I got so much pushback when I said that over the summer, but it's just the reality of it. He was just behind. And so I think he's chipped away at that. Now, I think he helps himself by doing things like what he did yesterday? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the mime thing was the end of the world, but how many starting quarterbacks do you see carrying themselves that way? I just think that there's a certain piece of that job that's, you're the CEO, you're the face of the franchise. Dylan Gabriel, for better or worse, looked very prepared for that part of it yesterday, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Standing in front of the media and addressing every question that was coming his way. He looked incredibly prepared for the role of the starting quarterback in that setting. And I'm not saying that means he's going to go out and throw for 300 yards on Sunday, but like he looks comfortable in that sort of realm. And I do wonder about that with Shedeur. And again, does it come down to the fact that this guy, like, and it's not his fault, but he's never played for anybody but his dad, you know? So there's that element of it that I think, you know, it's fair to ask some questions about it. And, you know, I think they'll get a good long look now at Dylan Gabriel. And I think Shedeur Sanders' opportunity to play will be determined by stuff that we can't see, you know? How's he coming along in practice? What's he doing with the opportunities you're giving him? And most of all, like, what's his ability to operate the offense at a high enough level that you're going to allow for the other 10 guys in the huddle to have a chance to succeed?
Albert, what's more likely, that the Giants look like geniuses for trading it back into the first round to get Jackson Dart, or they look like idiots for running him too much and he gets hurt?
I think Brian Daboll's got a pretty good handle on that. He had Josh Allen in Buffalo. You know, I think, you know, like, and obviously Jackson Dart isn't Josh Allen, you know, either athletically or size-wise. So, you know, I don't think anybody's going to sit here and tell you that, you know, he's prepared to take on the punishment that Josh Allen did. But I think Brian Daboll's got, because he did work with Josh Allen, he's got a good feel for balancing all of that. Here's what could make them look smart, guys. I think this is an interesting wrinkle that I've been thinking a lot about over the last week or so with him. What if nobody in the 26 quarterback class really steps forward? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what if like Garrett Nussmeier and Drew Aller and Lenoris Sellers, like, what if none of those guys really step forward and become a top 5 pick? I mean, now if you're the Giants, if you had waited, it'd be like, holy crap, what do we do next? You know what I mean? Like, so I think that piece of it is really interesting. It's an interesting wrinkle to the whole thing, is like, not only does it look like maybe they got that right. And again, like whether or not we're talking about him becoming a top 5 quarterback, a top 10 quarterback, however you want to paint that. But for a GM and a coach that may be on borrowed time to begin with, if they had waited the extra year, how does that look now if they're going into 2026 still looking for a quarterback versus now being able to go to the owner and say, look, we've got our guy and we're going to be able to build going forward? I think there's a chance they wind up looking pretty smart for doing it.
How much does the John Mara, his acknowledgement of his cancer diagnosis, does that play into this situation at all? You know, with
yeah,
you know, obviously that taking a part of this and how the power will be dispersed and decision making will happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Bobby, I know, obviously your family knows that family, right? Because of your dad. Yeah. And there's no better gentleman in the NFL and no more relatable, reasonable owner who actually has like his fans' best interest in mind, because he is one in a lot of ways, than John Mara. So I think first thing I want to say is like, I think we should all, say a prayer for John Mara and his family. He's a good man. I think it's like he's a little bit of a different case than some owners because he is there day to day, and for the Maras, as you know, Bobby, it is their family business. It's not one of 15 different businesses that they have. And then, they come in on Tuesdays to check in on everybody. Like, that family is in the office every day, and it is their family business. So to sit here and say that, John Mara being sick wouldn't have any sort of material effect on the franchise, I think would be discounting the impact that John Mara has on that place on a day-to-day basis. So, does it affect like the job security of Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll? I think you'd be remiss not to think that it could, where, if John Mara can't help to run a coaching search and Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll do a good enough job, it might make sense just for the franchise in general to say, like, let's give them one more run and let's see what Jackson Dart looks like in year 2. Let's not upset the apple cart on our young quarterback. Let's not give him a second coordinator, a second play caller, a second head coach in his second year. and let's see where we can go with it. So I don't think like there's going to be anything like, I don't think there's any sort of like, oh yeah, like now we have to wait because John's sick. But do I think it could have a subtle effect just based on the way that place is run? Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely could.
Albert, I heard your phone ding earlier with the notification, and I saw you turned it off. I'd like you to keep it on in these when we do this with you. And then what I'd like you to do is when it dings, I want you to tell us if it's breaking news. Give us if it's like your wife saying, "Hey Al, what the hell? Why didn't you unload the dishwasher?" I want you to tell us so like, "Hey, it's an NFL GM. I got to take this after the show." Sorry, like lie to us, even if it's your wife complaining because you didn't take the trash out.
Well, two things. One, this is a new phone, right? So I'm still trying to figure out how to hit silent on it because it's different on the new iPhone than the old one. Then number two, for the first 5 minutes there, I got this brand new camera that is much better than my old camera, and I was like excited to show it off for you guys here. And then of course I go on the app that you guys use, and I can't figure out how to switch over to the new camera. Yeah. So now instead of even being on the old external camera, it's just on my MacBook camera, and that's all smudged and stuff. So if anybody watching on YouTube saw me take my sleeve and wipe off the camera, I apologize for that.
No, I wonder what that was. We love it. Look, Albert, we appreciate that. And yeah, like I say, next week when it dings, just tell us, oh, hey, I've got, Goodell's reaching out to me. I got to do this after the segments. We appreciate it. Thank you, my friend, and have a great weekend.
All right, thanks, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
You bet. That was Howard Breer, MMQB. Bobby, did I take liberties there?
Oh, no, it's fine. I mean,
by calling him my friend.
Well, I don't know if I'd go as far as call him your friend.
That's what I'm saying. Like, as soon as I said it, I thought, I don't know if we're...
I think Albert, I think he's a good guy. If you ever Albert is the best. If you ever needed something, and he could help you, he would try to help facilitate that.
You know how I do with my friends, Bob. I don't want to say that because then,
You might be an abuser of friendships.
I'm a total abuser of friendship. Hey, my friends benefit a lot less from being my friend than I benefit from them.
Yeah, you're more disappointed than your buddy that doesn't talk to you because Rod Carew is his.
Oh God, I know.
His wife's what?
I know.
Godfather.
His wife's godfather. Yeah, I kind of botched that one. I botched a lot of those relationships in more ways than one. Coming up next, NFL picks. We'll do that. Morning Juice.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people, but anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities, and most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Bobby, Tito, Bodie. Just wrapped up with my very good friend, close friend, Albert Breer, the last segment there. I used to be a one-man Wolfpack, Bob. Then I met Albert Breer, and now I'm two-man. And then you and Bodie, now I'm a four-man. I'm a four-man Wolfpack. Bodie, let's do some NFL picks.
Morning Juice presents NFL Picks.
Sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, trips to a first-round postseason game, and more. Register today at roosterswings.com.
Bodie Boaster, it feels naked without having Your Highness here, maybe more clothed. We'll have Your Highness here. But give us the rundown of how we're doing, how we did, and what's coming up.
Damage from last week. Tito 10-6, Bobby 8-8. Okay. On the season, Tito 35-28-1, Bobby 32-31-1.
So hey,
That's
you know what?
Flexing on the YouTube.
That's
treading water,
Listen,
but head above water.
I know
Important
this
distinction.
You got to be in the game to be able to win the game, Bodie. So just hang it around. All
right, Thursday Night Football tonight. NFC West matchup between the very banged up 49ers and the LA Rams. LA is favored by 8.5.
Bob, it opened at 5.5, and then with the news now about Purdy, about Pearsall, about Jennings not playing, this number could be 9.5, and I'd still take the Rams. I think the Rams blow out the 49ers tonight. Give me the Rams and lay the points.
That's what everybody's saying.
I know, which means go the other way. I know.
Give me the points.
All right, on to Sunday morning in London. Your Cleveland Browns host, air quotes, the Minnesota Vikings. Dylan Gabriel makes his first start, but the Vikes favored by 3.5.
The good news is, Bob, with Cleveland being the
How
home
are they
team,
only favored by 3.5?
Well, they do have Carson Wentz.
Cleveland's the home team. Oh, wait. No, but look, the beauty of being the home team in these games, Bobby, is that you still get your Browns Stadium game day experiences as far as the music they play. Like they played Renegade for the Steelers game against the Vikings last week.
I'm sure it really hit the same.
I'm telling you, it's the same kind of thing. I am going to take Cleveland getting the points. I think that they will do some damage to Minnesota's offensive line. I think it'll be a close game. Vikings win. Give me the 3 in the hook, though.
That hook I don't like. I mean, can Dylan Gabriel be that much of an upgrade over Joe Flacco? He can run.
Which you need to do.
But he's pretty short. And their offense isn't really overflowing with weapons, if you will.
The Q.
I've got it. What's the deal with Myles Garrett? Is he playing or not?
I hadn't seen anything about that, honestly.
Oh, they said he was day-to-day.
Oh, well, not that.
We're all day-to-day.
That could all change things. And, Bob, if you're going to have insider news on that.
Not insider news. I heard Kevin Stefanski talking about it. I think he had an ankle.
Oh.
Long way from the heart.
There we go. I know.
A long way from the heart.
Myles Garrett, injured, could miss Vikings game.
Ooh.
Kind of a significant deal.
Good, yeah.
13 hours ago, NBC Sports did not practice Wednesday with an ankle injury. Oh.
Yeah, you already made your pick.
That's fine.
You already picks in.
Go ahead.
Card late is a card played. Thitoff.
That's what it is.
Hey, did Dylan not get that in the sound this morning?
We'll have to check back. I didn't check the email yet.
Pending.
Yeah.
I'm going to take because of that. There's a chance that if he doesn't play, the pressure on old Carsoni is not going to be that significant. Let's lay the points.
All right.
You suckered me on that one.
Game of the week.
I didn't sucker you. I asked a question and no one seemed to know what I was talking about.
Yeah, I wasn't locked into the Garrett news, unfortunately. Game of the weekend. Battling for the number 1 pick in next spring's draft, probably. Miami is at Carolina. The Dolphins, road favorites, 1.5 points.
This is gross. Without Tyreek Hill, who looked pretty good, and then I saw
until the very end.
until the very end. And then I
his
saw
leg looked like a question mark.
Antonio Brown put out an unbelievable tweet. If you're not following him on Twitter, you're doing it wrong. Did you see this?
I did not. Was he nominated for the award of the week?
Well, there are a couple different awards. They're racial-based awards. And,
Oh, yeah.
But
so
here's
right
the best thing.
That's right. They are.
I don't think
yes.
anybody's eliminated from any of the categories
No.
either.
Even if you're not technically
in
that racial
bucket?
Yeah. He makes he pulls everybody from every bucket.
Yeah.
Even if you're racially different.
Yes. But he did tweet out a picture. It said Tyreek Hill, the hospital after Tyreek Hill came through, and there was a picture of
that. Yeah, I did see it. Okay,
10 nurses all being pregnant together.
I did see that. That was right.
I mean, two of the great NFL receivers. If we could get a podcast of those two, it would be phenomenal.
Weekly appearance from Vontaze Burfict.
Of course. I'm gonna lay the points. I think Carolina wins this.
I love how he's laying the points because Tyreek Hill impregnated a bunch of nurses.
So you're taking the points?
He's going to take Carolina.
Yes, take him. I'm sorry. Good job.
I'm going to take Carolina as well. The Dolphins are pathetic. And Carolina at home, they've got to win the game by more than 1.5. I got Carolina in this one.
All right, another road favorite by that same spread, 1.5. Houston is at Baltimore. The Texans are favored by 1.5.
What is going on with Baltimore? I mean, I guess if Lamar Jackson's not playing, you know what? I'm going to give you a little insider scoop on Today in History tomorrow.
Oh.
It might be C.J. Stroud's birthday.
Ooh. Oh.
Lay the points. Texans get it done. Happy birthday, CJ.
It's amazing a guy with last name of Rush doesn't rush.
What a rush!
I do think, though, Baltimore still wins this game. I think that I'll take Baltimore the 1.5. I think Derrick Henry just ends up having like 33 carries to run to the ground.
All right. Continuing with the 1 o'clock games here. Denver on the road against Philadelphia. Eagles, 3.5-point favorites.
Philly's been living dangerously, and they've been finding ways to win. Denver, I think Sean Payton, this is a good one. Give me the 3.5. I don't know if they win, but this might scream like 27-24 to me.
Bo Nix finally looked good last week.
Yes.
And that's a big deal. And so I think that having Dobbins running the ball, I believe that the Denver also, the hook, yes. I think it's a 3-point game if Denver loses, but they could very well win this game. So give me the points also.
Did you guys see JK do the Spanish post-game interview?
No.
He's speaking Espanol?
Yeah, he was speaking like.
Good for him.
I mean, I'm not fluent in Spanish, so
But
I
it
can't tell you
sounded
if it was
like
great, but it sounded pretty good.
JK's a smart dude, man. I like him a lot.
Last night in flag football practice, Caleb was leading the warm-ups, and he tells the guy, I said, Caleb, tell me what you want to do. He said, okay, we're going to do jumping jacks. I said, how many? He said, 20. I said, okay, everyone's going to count them out loud. Caleb said, we're going to do it in Spanish. He said, okay. Caleb starts doing it. Uno, dos. Gets up to 15 and then goes 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes, I know, but it was funny, though.
All right, another banger of a game here between a couple of teams battling for the top 5 draft pick.
Speaking of Purdue versus Maryland.
Yeah, go ahead.
The New York Football Giants are on the road against the Saints. New Orleans favored by 1.5 at home.
Listen, we're throwing darts down there, buddy. Lay the point. Give me the points. Giants win.
I think Giants win this one also, Bobby. I know no Malik Neighbors, no problem. Jackson Dart's going to run the ball probably 20 times right up the middle and gain 100 yards and score a touchdown and then probably retire.
All right, game of the week. How about them Cowboys? Dallas, 2.5-point favorites on the road against the New York Football Jets.
Aaron Glenn's final NFL season was with the Dallas Cowboys, now coaching against them. Told my kids, I go, we're actually on a card together, me and Aaron. I watched him play for the Jets. Yeah. They did it was a Parcells thing because of him playing with him in the Jets and then my dad playing. So they had like a card he had just got there. I think that, I don't want to see the Jets go down to 0-5, but I'm going to lay the points.
They're going to go down 0-5. And one of the byproducts of the CeeDee Lamb injury is Jake Ferguson's very involved in that offense now, and I think that they'll lean on him some more. Javonte Williams played great for Dallas so far. Give me the Cowboys and lay the points.
All right, next up, last 1 o'clock game here. Las Vegas on the road against the Colts. Indianapolis, 6.5-point favorites.
Indiana Jones. Lay the points, buddy. That is a big number.
That's
it's
a huge
beefy.
number.
It's pretty thick. So are you.
Thank you. No offense meant, I'm sure.
No.
I will take...
guy with your type of girth?
It's just I'm just comfortable, Bob. I will take Las. I'm not fat. I'm comfortable. I would take Las Vegas getting the 6.5.
All right, on to the afternoon 4:00 games here on Sunday. Tennessee on the road against Arizona. Cardinals 7.5-point favorites.
What world is Arizona laying 7.5? The only world
Tennessee
is when their quarterback comes out and said our team looks like A. Like right. We're all bad. I'm going to lay the points. They're bad. Tennessee is a bad team.
Yeah.
They are bad.
I mean, I think the Giants could beat them by 14.
MHJ, Marvin Harris Jr., by the way, had a couple of bad drops start the season, had a rough start last week, and then did well after that.
Did a good job, pulled out.
I think that they will turn it around.
Tyreek.
I will also, God, I'm so glad. When I said turn it around, you used Tyreek. I'm glad you did that because you could have gone a couple different places that wouldn't have been family friendly. I'll take Arizona and lay the points.
All right. Pretty good NFC matchup here. Tampa Bay on the road against the Seahawks. Seattle favored by 3.5.
Dude, Tampa just ran out of gas last week. It's tough to bet against Baker. I know I'm not sure which was further, like Buffalo to San Diego. Miami to Seattle might have it by like a couple hundred miles.
Right, yeah.
This is about as far a flight, Bodie, as you can make
Been close to playing England.
the continental United States. It really would.
Yeah, I know.
The continental United States. It would be closer for Tampa to probably play in England than it would be for them to fly to Seattle, regardless.
And that's a difference. That the travel fatigue is real.
It is. I think it's more real the second week, though, the week after it.
Yeah.
Baker, they ran out of gas last week. They got close. I'm going to lay the points. I'm going to take the points.
You're going to take
Give me the Bucks,
you're
baby.
Take 3.5.
I think the Bucks went out right.
Okay. Bucky Irving not
Todd
playing.
Bowles fan.
Injured for the Buccaneers. Looks like he's not going to play in that one. So Rashad White, though, is not much of a drop-off there. Seattle's very good against the pass.
Are all the receivers going to be playing?
For Tampa?
Yes.
Well, not Mike Evans. Godwin's going to be there, though, and Ibuka will be there. So, but, yeah, they'll both be there.
The guys who finished the game last week.
Yes, the guys who finished the game, but their team was on the floor. I think Seattle, their defense prevails in this game. Give me Seattle, and I'll lay the 3.5.
All right, this is a pretty good game here as long as Jaden Daniels is back in the lineup.
He is?
Is he?
Yeah, he's going to play. Yep, he's going to play.
Washington then on the road against the L.A. Chargers. Could be a lot of Commanders fans there in that one. Chargers 2.5-point favorites.
I probably shouldn't have given that nugget out about Jaden Daniels until Bobby made his pick so I could do to him what he did to me on the Myles Garrett thing.
You're assuming that I didn't know that.
I'm saying I didn't know if you didn't know.
I wouldn't have asked.
I didn't know if you didn't know, but I should have known
don't
better
know,
than to act like you didn't know.
If you don't know, now you know.
Sure.
Can't say the word after that in the rap.
What are you going to do?
Right now, regret that I said it, but I will give me Jaden Daniels coming back with Washington on the road against Harbaugh. I just like betting against Harbaugh.
I don't like Harbaugh, but it's hard to bet against him, especially they're going. Oh, it's at Washington. Ooh.
No. It's in L.A.
It's in L.A.
Oh, Washington at.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, take the Chargers, lay the points. We've got Detroit.
All right, yeah. Next
at
up,
Cincinnati.
Detroit at Cincinnati, biggest favorite of the.
You know what? You
a
never
real
know.
cat fight going to be happening down there in Cincinnati. Can the Pride of Lions take down a single tiger? I think the answer is yes. That's a huge line, but this Bengals offense, despite how good their wideouts are, they've got to have someone that can get them the ball, and there will be no mercy from Jared Goff and Dan Campbell. Lay the point.
I think
it's a big line.
Chase Brown's averaging like 33 rushing yards a game or 40 rushing yards a game.
He's averaging like 2 yards
awful.
an attempt.
Yeah,
it's
Awful.
atrocious.
And the fact that
they can't run the ball and they can't pass protect.
But other than that, though, the offense is really good.
Outside of the big plays they have called back for penalties.
Right. I cannot see Cincinnati being competitive in this game. It's a short week for them. They just got beat 28-3 by Denver.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think.
Do you think Detroit's better than Denver?
I mean, what would the number have to be for you to take Cincinnati?
14.
I think 14 and a half.
14
yeah. I think 14 and a half is the way I would do it. Yes, you need to hook on that one. Yeah, so give me the Lions and lay the points.
All right, Sunday Night Football. New England on the road against Buffalo in a AFC East matchup. Bills, 8-point favorites.
Oh, that's a big number. Wish it was 7.
Division game, I know.
New England, absolutely. I know Carolina's not great, but 42-6.
Yep.
That's you don't see that a lot in the NFL. Or 42-13,
Give me the point.
maybe.
Give me the points. I think Buffalo wins this, but like 28-21 sounds like a good score.
I'll lay the points. Yeah, I'll lay the point. I think Buffalo's offense is just amazing, and I like what Drake Mays looked good. They botched against Pittsburgh. They really had a chance to win that game, but they turned the ball over 5 times.
I don't think they'll get blown out. Mike Vrabel's not the type of guy that gets blown out.
Is Mike Vrabel the most? And I'm going to ask this question to you, Bob, without doing any research, and so you could throw an obvious answer and say, Tito, what are you asking? Why are you asking this question? Is Vrabel?
You coach at Jones?
That was, what? By the way, looking back, that was not a dumb question.
Get out of here. Just answer call the next one. What do you got?
Is Vrabel the most successful coach from the Belichick tree?
I think probably.
We know it's not McDaniels.
There's probably not a lot of great options,
Mangini.
honestly.
Right.
Charlie Weiss.
Cornell, right? Was
Cornell?
Hey, the schematic advantage, Bob.
Mangini.
I mean, Patricia was at Detroit, but
Not
as far as
good.
the head coach goes,
not great. I mean, I would say Vrabes was a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
In
Playing
the
in an
AFC.
AFC title game.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I think that when I looked at that, I didn't look at it, but I was thinking about this on the way in
Mike
today.
Vrabel was the answer.
I think Vrabel might be the best one. I can't think of somebody I'm missing.
No. Not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
All right, last game here. Monday Night Football. Chiefs on the road in Jacksonville. Kansas City, 3.5-point road favorites.
It's hard to believe that they're only 3.5 points.
Lay the points.
I think you lay the points too on.
They're playing better, and they're getting their guys back.
I think so too. I got to get my eyes checked again, by the way, because I just saw this text from Sean in the chat, and it said "Roll Tide." I thought it said "Roll Tribe." And I was trying to think, why was Sean rooting for them, and it said "Roll Tribe." So I got to get those eyes checked on that one. Coming up next, we'll tell you what's got us juiced. Morning Juice.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit Goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fairhousing A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice, final segment of the program. Appreciate you all tuning in the chat. Love that. Love the communication. Love the knowledge you drop on us. We have these questions like we had earlier in the show. You guys came through quickly with answers. Appreciate that. All right, Bobby, let's tell people what we're all excited about.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
It is a Thursday. Bobby gets a break as far as leading off. Right now, our leadoff man, Schlegs.
I go to bed early. I wake up. I make my bed first thing. Like I started off the day by accomplishing a mission. Then I go through. I drink my coffee, drink some pre-workout, get bumpy to start my day. Then I attack work and just being a dude. And then guess what? When it's over, I go love on my wife. I love on my kids. I love on other people. And then I go to bed. Then I just push repeat.
If you love on the wife, remake the bed. Bob, do you buy into that whole make the bed thing is like important to start your day?
I think there are things that I don't make my bed every day because my wife is still in the bed when I leave.
Right.
But I think that is good. Like there are routines, there are patterns, habits. Like every day I wake up, I read my daily devotional. I do 20 pull-ups.
Right.
And then I've accomplished something for that day, regardless of how much I've drank the night before, how much sleep I had. Like those things are going to be done.
I don't think that my day ever changes as far as what I do. Making the bed or not making the bed does not affect the productivity for my day.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bud.
What has me juiced today? I do make my bed every morning as soon as I wake up.
You know why, Bodie? Because you're a great human being. You're a fine American.
I'm not leaving a shopping cart in the middle of the parking lot, Bob. I just didn't make the bed.
Doing that is way worse than not doing the bed, that's for sure. But does not have me juiced is this gosh darn V-Mix that just crashes every freaking day during our show. And I just want to give a huge shout out to...
Stop crashing out, V-Mix.
Yes, get your you-know-what together. I do want to give a huge shout out to Ben in engineering now and Tyler in digital because they are honestly hard
Ben comes in
every day trying to get this sucker fixed. He came in yesterday after I emailed him, said, hey, it crashed again. He's like, I tell you what, just reset the whole computer before you start the show each morning. Starting tomorrow, I was like, I can do that. About 5:30 or so this morning, restarted that sucker, got the YouTube stream ready to roll, and about, 5-10 minutes ago here said, we're going to go ahead and crash this morning. So we're going to fire off that email and let him and Tyler know that it crashed again, and in about 20 minutes or so, Ben will probably be down here to tell me, I don't know what the hell's wrong with this thing. But you know what? The best part is they're working hard at it, and that's all I can ask is I appreciate them for doing that. What does have me juiced, Thursday, guys, 2 days away from the Irish wear green game against the Boise State Broncos.
Green?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Green
the
head
record
to toe,
with those isn't very good.
It's probably not as bad as you think. Some of the losses probably feel like you lost 10 games rather than just one. Most notably, Southern California in 2005 when they cheated.
One game, one life.
One game, one life. 2023 when Ohio State also might have cheated. How? I haven't figured that out yet, but
it was that when they tricked Marcus with how many players to put on the
10
field?
players on the field. So, those two losses alone felt like 10 losses rather than just one individual loss. But we did beat Louisville last year. Marcus Freeman got his first ever win at Notre Dame in the green uniforms against California. That was Pac-12 California before they joined the ACC. So looking forward to that. Don't know that I'm looking forward to the Cowboys game against the Jets, but nevertheless, that'll be here Sunday. So we'll get to that when we get to that. But juiced that it's Thursday, but just about all the baseball, too. I've been watching a lot of it.
Baseball Bodie.
Yeah, trying to fill in those massive shoes that Shark left here for me. Anytime, even though I don't follow baseball a ton, just making an elimination game or at least playoff games, and I'm in and happy to see for all the Guardians fans out there, they got the job done yesterday. I flipped it on basically right before their 8th inning explosion, and they decided to rip off 5 runs there, and hopefully they can get the win tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. Poor Reds, unfortunately, fell hard last couple nights to the Dodgers, but still had a pretty good year. I think anytime you bring in Terry Francona year one, I don't know exactly what their win-loss over-under was back in February and March, but I think any Reds fan would have said, hey, you make the playoffs and have that type of year, can't complain too much. So been having fun watching that last couple days and keep it rolling here today. Bobby, what has you juiced, sir?
I mean, if it's tough when you're the Reds and you lose to a team that spends less than you.
Yeah.
I mean, only if
The
the Dodgers
expectations were go in there and just sweep them, and the plucky underdog L.A. Dodgers gotcha.
All those guys underpaid, just really. I think they use a lot of the analytics right there, the sabermetrics to get it done. That stinks to watch the Reds get swept out, but that's tough. The Guards are still alive. Hopefully they can get one today, push into next week. What else has got me juiced? I went to the Jones-Hastings 7th grade game yesterday.
Coaching?
I was not coaching. Okay. I was a mere observatory role. I left my house. Where was I at? I went somewhere. I don't know. Came back home. Oh, I came down here. I did my hit with Dom that we do every day every week for 10 TV Plus. Went over to coach my 5th, 6th grade team. Then went straight from there to the Jones-Hastings game. Jones was dominating up 12-0. In 8th grade football, and there's Hastings scored with about 2 minutes to go to make it 12-7. There's no onside kick, so I'm like, you're going to have a hard time getting the ball back. Yeah. Well, they had a couple timeouts. They didn't have all 3. They were able to force a punt with 30 seconds. I mean, the only way they're going to do anything is if they're able to have a punt returned. Well, they returned it to the 8-yard line. And with about 2 plays later and about 6 seconds left, they scored a touchdown, ended up winning that. Schlegels was juiced on the sideline. Both teams were undefeated, so it was a fairly big game. And fun to watch. Obviously, someone has to lose, but it was fun to see those kids and coaching both of those guys, both sets, because they all intermix as they're coming up. So coaching guys on both sides.
Someone's got to lose.
Someone's got to lose. And
if you're going to play it, you might as well win the thing.
Oh, yeah. And so, listen, 14-12, great game. I went over with you that often, coached our young guys after that, coaching them in the darkness.
That was great. Parents holding up cell phones for lights.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, Thitoff, you're a guy that I know has spent a lot of time after dark in public parks, so that was a familiar scene for you.
A little bit uncomfortable for me.
Not as much for me. You're a big Steelers fan. Cordell Stewart, they said, used to spend a lot of time in parks after dark.
Don't you dare besmirch Cordell Stewart.
I'm just telling you some of the things that have been recorded. So there's that. And then I stumbled on this yesterday. Social media has a lot of ills, but there are some good things and some good stories to tell with it.
Antonio Brown.
If you're not following AB on social media, you're doing it wrong. I'm telling you. You really are. I didn't even see it. Schlegels put it in this group chat we were in. I was like, gosh, I'm so glad I saw that. Hitler hosted the Olympics in 1936 in Berlin to help prove Aryan supremacy. Instead, Jesse Owens is well known. Goes out and wins gold and sets world records, the 100 and 200. Then came the long jump. I don't know if many people know this story. I've read it a couple times. I was like, I'm going to read it out here. Owens fouled twice in the long jump. One more mistake, he was going to be disqualified. His competitor, Lutz Long, the tall, blonde German and record holder Hitler pointed to as the ideal, tipped Owens to move his mark back in order to guarantee a legal jump.
Wow.
Helpful tip worked. Owens beat Long, setting a world record. Long was the first man to congratulate him. After the Olympics, Owens went home to the United States. Long was drafted into the German army when World War II broke out. Two kept writing letters. Friendship survived while the world was burning. While fighting in Sicily in 1943, Long wrote this letter to Owens. My heart tells me this is perhaps my last letter of my life. If it is so, I ask you one thing. When this war is over, go to Germany, find my son, and tell him about his father. Tell him his father was not a coward, but he stood by his beliefs. Show him what is right, Jesse. Show him to a life lived with integrity. After that, he was killed in battle. Owens did what was asked. He went to Germany, met Long's son, Carl. He told him what a great man his father had been. Unbelievable line by Owens. You can melt down all my medals and cups, and they wouldn't be worth the 24-karat friendship I had made with Lutz Long. Pretty remarkable story. by one of the great Americans and great Ohio State alum. Meant to share that yesterday, but that's got me juiced here on this Thirsty Thursday. Thitoff, what's got you juiced, sir?
Are you serious? Like, you want me to follow that, Bob? You should have given a heads up. Say, Tito, say your stupid things got you juiced. I've got something really meaningful. That's an incredible story.
It really is.
It was very
Just
good.
the fact that he tells him to move the mark back is great. But then the rest of it, I knew the beginning. I did not know the end of that. And that was pretty remarkable as I was reading that yesterday morning. I meant to bring it in here. I couldn't remember what else had me juiced that I wanted to say, and couldn't remember to put that in there. So got that in today. Hopefully people enjoyed that.
If you think there's any way in hell I'm going to say what's got me juiced after that, hey, Bobby, I pooped yesterday. I'm not going to, there's no way I could do that. Nonetheless, is there a movie made about that or not?
There probably should be.
If there's not, because that's an incredible story I've never heard before.
Yeah,
Bob.
and I knew about Let's Long telling him to move it back and congratulating him. I didn't know. I knew that they had kept in contact, but I did not know to the extent of that. And the fact that Owens went back after the war, talked to his son, and then also had the comment of melting down the medals. I read that last thing. I was like, wow, that was pretty impactful.
But it talks about the friendship too, Bob, and the relationship, the fact that he's writing what could be his last letter, and he chooses to write it to Jesse Owens and tasks Jesse Owens with doing this with his son. That's a. I mean, you're not writing a letter like that. Somebody's just a passing friend or something like that. It's a legacy. It's an important message that you're trusting Jesse Owens to deliver.
Well, you're trusting Jesse Owens, who was the guy who defeated you. I guarantee you, Hitler was not happy that he lost to him.
I'm sure he wasn't.
In the long jump.
Yeah.
I mean that was kind of the final straw after Owens had won the 100, 200, 4x1, and then finally won the long jump for his fourth gold. That was probably not something that Hitler was all that happy about. And so for them to have that friendship, and especially at a time like that in an era of Germany, that to me is unbelievable.
In the Monday meeting, we're going to discuss the fact that you need to give me a heads up on things like this before you're going to do it.
This is amazing.
Don't you're going to read it. I saw
reviews, because this is a very Norm Macdonald.
It's a
Norm Macdonald comment. Yeah. With Hitler, the more I learn about that guy, the more I don't care for him.
Yes.
I think Norm Macdonald has said that.
Zoo reviews, well done by you, but I think that we didn't credit Norm on something like that. I think Norm did.
I learned about that guy.
Yes, I think so. I didn't read it, Bob. I've got less job security than you, so I'm not going to read that. But that was great. It's a great line.
It's funny and it's true. That's why it's funny.
That's true. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in today. We're back tomorrow on a Friday Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. The thing I like about sports is that it prepares you for life, especially team sports. Surrounding yourself with the right people, letting them do their job makes you better. Riverside Bank doesn't have a ton of people, but their people have a ton of experience and know how to get the job done. They're all about quality over quantity. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they win with people.
A team's success can be directly tied to the quality of its players, coaches, and leadership. In sports and in business, talent alone doesn't win. It's why we focus on building strong relationships with our clients and why we strive to always offer the best advice, the best products, and the best customer service for our clients.
Thanks, Travis. We want them to focus on their business and their people and let us handle their banking needs.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or even online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greensons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
We are the keepers of the wild.
America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS-FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination.
With the Daily Tips, Michael Jenkins.
I always stay away from the hot team in the offseason. Whenever you see everyone piling on